Last week I made a reaction to Northern Germany through this series. It's called Meet the Germans Road Trip from DW Euromaxx. Today we're going to be looking at Southern Germany, so this will be an interesting one. Because I watched that first one about Northern Germany, it'll be interesting to see the comparison between the two regions, see the differences and similarities. You can tell me if you're from Southern Germany. As always, tell me what it's like. What's your favourite part of it? What's your favourite part of life there? I mean, if this is Southern Germany, look at this place here with the sort of beach around here. This looks like a quite interesting landscape, actually. Tell me where this is. It looks very high also as well. It looks like in the clouds. But let's watch this video and learn more about Southern Germany.
Servus! Some of the most iconic images of Germany belong very much to the south of the country. And that's where we are for the next leg of the Meet the Germans road trip.
Ich liebe Süddeutschland, weil die Leute hier, ähnlich wie die Temperaturen hier oft, einfach warmherzig sind.
Weil es hier guten Wein gibt.
Yeah, just already with that first one talking about the weather, that's one of the main differences. People were telling me in Northern Germany, the weather can be very reminiscent of Scottish weather. So I feel that connection there. But obviously the size of Germany, so far south, the weather's going to be a lot different. Getting that more maybe Mediterranean, maybe stale weather. But interesting to know about like the people being warm and friendly down there as well. Let's see what they've got to say about food also here.
Das Essen hier einfach besonders lecker ist.
Tasty.
Gutes Essen, gutes Bier und hier gibt's Berge.
Die Landschaft wegen den ganzen Seen und wegen der Natur.
Und Kultur gibt's auch noch.
Germany's southernmost states are Bayern, known in English as Bavaria, and Baden-Württemberg. They are two of the biggest states, making up nearly a third of Germany's territory and population. Both states have a relatively young population, very low unemployment, and high exports. Manufacturing plays a huge role down here, particularly in areas like electronics, machinery, and cars. Southern Germany shares borders with the Czech Republic, Austria, Switzerland, and France. Here at the Bodensee, or Lake Constance, you can just about make out Austria over there, and that way is Switzerland.
Yeah, so that's interesting as well that it borders, obviously the whole of Germany borders so many countries, so you get those influences on those regions. But one thing that's interesting about that with regards to like Bavaria, people always say or have mentioned in previous videos that the Bavarian culture is what people outside of Germany think is like the stereotypical German way of life and German culture. They say it might actually come from post-war times, that Bavaria was like really exporting its culture. Tell me what you think about that. But it seems like an interesting place.
These two neighbours share plenty of cultural characteristics with southern Germany, such as Alemannic German dialects and all sorts of crossover cuisine. While we're on the topic of food, can you tell the difference between these two pretzels?
Let me see.
This one, with consistent thickness all round, is a Brezel from Bavaria. And this one, with its two skinny arms, is a Brezel from the Swabian part of Baden-Württemberg. And this, dear viewers, is a metaphor for how the two southern states have a lot in common, but if you look close enough, you can tell the difference. It's also a metaphor for how Bavaria often steals the limelight. Take traditional dress, for example. There are lots of different types of Tracht or folk clothing all over Germany, but the most famous internationally are Lederhosen and the Dirndl, which technically belong to both Bavaria and Baden-Württemberg.
Wenn man jetzt so diese Trachtenumzüge ansieht, da sieht man genau, wo die Leute herkommen. Das macht natürlich schon am Mieder, am Geschnür aus und dann eben die Kopfbedeckung, die Strümpfe, wie lang die Lederhose ist, kurz oder lang und ja, so verschiedene kleine Merkmale.
Jeder Ort, jedes Dorf, jeder Trachtenverein hat seine eigene Tracht. Das variiert wirklich überall von Gebiet zu Gebiet.
Wie fühlt es sich an, ein Dirndl zu tragen?
Ja, einfach wunderbar.
Schlüpfen.
Ja, wir tragen es gern, wir tragen es auch in unserer Freizeit, nicht nur bei Arbeit.
Es ist schön, Tracht zu tragen.
That's interesting. Yeah, so tell me what you think, what region or what area of Germany has like the most extravagant traditional dress and the most interesting in your opinion. But yeah, when would you actually wear things like Lederhosen is just one example, and as they say, probably the most well-known outside Germany, probably certainly for me anyway. But when do people actually wear things like Lederhosen or that traditional attire? Is it special events? Is it do people actually wear it day to day to like work and things like that? I'd be interested to know, like here in Malaysia they have like batik it's called, which is like their traditional pattern and design. So some people will wear that to work and it's just like normal attire. But I wonder what it's like in Germany actually.
And no doubt you've heard of Munich's Oktoberfest, the biggest folk festival in the world. It's known locally as Wiesn, and rather confusingly, it actually begins in September. Back when it was founded in 1810, it really did begin in October, but it was soon moved forward to make the most of better weather conditions. But did you know that Baden-Württemberg also has its own beer/folk festival that runs from late September to early October? The Cannstatter Volksfest is known locally as Vasen and draws some 4 million people to Stuttgart every year, and it's just 8 years younger than its Bavarian counterpart.
So how did Oktoberfest? So Oktoberfest, is that purely a Bavarian thing, or is Oktoberfest celebrated all over Germany, or do all the regions have their own version of it, like the other region there? And yeah, why did Oktoberfest? How was that able to become popular so all over the world? I mean, even in Scotland, in the UK, we celebrate Oktoberfest. There's like big events and things like that. Even here in Malaysia, that I've seen things for Oktoberfest also. So it's interesting that it's become so prevalent worldwide. It's such but it's such a fun thing for people to enjoy. I just wonder how that actually became exported.
Bavaria is the most visited German state by both foreign and domestic tourists. Recognise this place? The fairy tale style Neuschwanstein Castle is one of the most popular tourist attractions in Europe, which wasn't quite the original plan. King Ludwig II of Bavaria had no intention of opening his prized project up to the public, but his lavish plans got him deep into debt, and not long after he died, the castle doors were opened in order to help pay the bills. Aside from fairy tale castles, Germany's largest state also has stunning nature, from clear blue lakes to sometimes snow-capped alpine mountains, including Germany's highest peak, the Zugspitze at 2,962 meters. Being up here, right at the top, looking down on the rest of Germany, really reminds me of something. Oh yeah, the reputation of Bavarians. They're often seen as a very self-assured bunch, who are locally patriotic and quite conservative. This is also one of the most religious and in particular most Catholic states.
So the Bavarians think they're better than everybody, or have that reputation for being like
Bavaria's motto is Mir san mir, which translates to "we are who we are." It's used to convey a sense of pride and a will to succeed. Let's get some more vocabulary to help us fit in with the locals.
Grüß Gott.
Servus. Das sagt man sowohl zur Begrüßung als Hallo oder auch zur Verabschiedung.
Auf die Frage, ob alles in Ordnung ist, passt schon.
2-Euro-Stück, ein Zwickel.
Hier sagt man ja Krapfen und in Berlin sagt man irgendwie Pfannkuchen zu Krapfen, obwohl Pfannkuchen ist bei uns was komplett anderes.
Obacht, ganz wichtig, auch gerade zur Wiesenzeit in München. Da springen die meisten Touristen auch auf die Seite, wenn man im Radl unterwegs ist.
Vieti, und das heißt Ciao.
Ade.
Ade!
Now it's time for some traditional Bavarian grub. Maybe Schweinsbraten, Semmelknödel. I would order a Weisswurst, but it's already after midday and that's a real no-go. Brotzeit it is. And the perfect accompaniment to any Bavarian meal, beer.
Die traditionellsten Sorten in Bayern, das ist natürlich das Helle und das Weißbier. Das Helle ist aus 100% Gerstenmalz und beim Weißbier oder Weizenbier oder Hefe, wie es in regionale Unterschiede gibt, es zu bezeichnen, ist immer mindestens 50% Weizenmalz dabei. Und der zweite große Unterschied, das ist dann die Hefe. Die Hefe, die man fürs Helle nimmt, das ist die sogenannte untergärige Hefe. Das ist eigentlich so wie der Fließbandarbeiter. Der macht seinen Job und den macht er gut, aber nicht mehr. Das bedeutet beim Hellen, beim Untergärigen, die Hefe selber macht keine Aromen und das wiederum bedeutet, beim Hellen hat man dann die volle Malz- und Hopfenaromatik. Beim Weißbier ist es so, die obergärige Hefe, das ist eher so wie der Künstler unter den Hefen. Die macht ein bisschen mehr kreativere Arbeit und dadurch kommen da auch Aromen zutage durch die Gärung. Deswegen hat dann ein Weißbier zum Beispiel ganz klassisch auch so ein Bananen- oder ein Gewürznelkenaroma. Ich trinke jetzt aber mal schnell, weil ich habe echt Durst. Egal ob man...
I gotta say, I love his passion for beer, man. His knowledge, the way he speaks about it is so passionate.
Dass halt in der bayerischen Stadt oder in der Provinz, auf dem Dorf aufwächst. Bierfeste sind ja eigentlich allgegenwärtig. Es ist irgendwo immer eine Brauerei in der Nähe. In der Schule, als ich in der 8. Klasse war, hat man als Klassenausflug Brauereiführung gemacht. Da wird man schon zum Bier, zur Brauerei auch irgendwie das Interesse heranerzogen.
Why do we in Scotland not have tours of whiskey distilleries for school, man? Something like whiskey's such a popular export for Scotland, but I've never heard of kids being taken to see distilleries, man. You should have that influence on the next generation to be proud of their produce and yeah, something that's so important to the country, which is good to see that happens in Germany with beer.
There's one particular area of Bavaria where you should actually avoid calling people Bavarians. Welcome to Franconia, aka Franken.
Ich bin Franke, kein Bayer.
Da habe ich einfach meine Wurzeln und das Fränkische kann ich auch nicht verleugnen.
Es liegt schon mal im Dialekt, im Wesen, in der Sprache, in der Kultur, sind zwei verschiedene Sachen.
Wir wollen uns ein wenig abheben von München. Bist du aus München?
So für Menschen in unserem Alter spielt das eigentlich nicht so eine große Rolle.
The capital of Franconia is Nuremberg. This medieval city is famous for its beloved Christmas market, gingerbread, its eponymous sausages, and for being the location of the Nuremberg trials. After World War II, high-ranking Nazis were tried here for war crimes by an international tribunal. This and subsequent trials led to more than 160 convictions and 36 death sentences, although not all the executions were carried out. Nuremberg, once the site of huge Nazi propaganda rallies, was seen as a fitting location for leaders of the regime to be brought to justice. Immediately after the war, the southwest of Germany was split into 3 states. They were then bundled together to form the state of Baden-Württemberg in 1952, more for practical economic reasons than any real sense of kinship. These days, a cultural divide is still particularly clear between the regions of Baden and Swabia. Baden is home to Heidelberg, Freiburg, the spa town Baden-Baden, and the world-famous Schwarzwald. Not to mention its namesake cake, the Black Forest Gatto.
Yeah, so man, there's so much history and culture that emanates from these regions. It's so rich in culture. It's actually really enjoyable to find out more about it,
In the
actually.
historic region of Swabia, you'll find Tübingen, Stuttgart, the rolling hills of the Schwäbische Alb, and even parts of West Bavaria. The stereotype of the Schwaben is straight-laced, pernickety, and a bit stingy.
Yeah, that's what people have told me before, that Schwaben is, the people from there are maybe have like some similarities to people from Scotland as well. Definitely stingy is something that Scottish people are known for also. Straight-laced, pernickety, I guess also. So yeah, if you're from there or that's your background or heritage, tell me if you know about that relationship or that similarity with Scotland.
They're known for inventing the Kehrwoche, a kind of pushy cleaning rota for shared buildings. And their mission in life is supposedly Schaffe, Schaffe, Häusle bauen. Work, work, and build a house. The Badener are often seen as more relaxed and open-minded. Another well-worn phrase is Über Baden lacht die Sonne, über Schwaben lacht die Welt. The sun laughs over Baden, the world laughs at Swabia. The grain of truth in that is that Baden is the warmest region of Germany. That makes it a great spot for vineyards and the most important region in Germany for Spätburgunder or Pinot Noir wines. One place I personally think Swabia has the upper hand is in the kitchen. Swabian specialities are among the most comforting on a German menu. Maultaschen are a kind of ravioli meets dumpling
yes,
and are
that's what I
sometimes called Herrgottsbescheißele or little god cheaters. Legend has it monks invented these little pasta parcels as a way of hiding meat from the Almighty when they were supposed to be fasting. But the absolute king of Swabian cuisine has got to be
Spätzle. Also zum einen
Spätzle,
Spätzle
ja,
mit
Mann.
Soße, dann macht man es entweder in der Pfanne mit Butter, schwenkt man sie an, oder wir machen es eben als in Form von Käsespätzle. Ich habe jetzt hier Eier, Mehl, Salz, ein bisschen Muskat und etwas Pfeffer vermengt. Und wenn der Teig dann Fäden zieht, so wie hier, dann ist er eigentlich perfekt. Mit dieser ist ein Spätzlesbrett, tue es kurz ins Wasser und vermenge dann den Teig hier dünn auf dem Spätzlesbrett. Ja. Heb den kurz ins Wasser und fange dann eben an, die Spätzle zu schaben. Das Tolle an der schwäbischen Küche ist sicherlich, dass wir aus sehr wenig sehr, sehr viel machen können. Von den Reichen lernen sparen und von den Armen kochen. Wenn die Spätzle oben schwimmen, dann sind sie fertig. Ich nehme jetzt hier ein bisschen Brühe. Dann gebe ich eben meine geschabten Spätzle dazu. Käse dazu machen, eine ordentliche Menge.
This is the one I've seen
Dann ein
before. It
bisschen
just
Salz,
looks
Pfeffer aus
fantastic.
der Mühle, Muskat und dann machen wir nochmal ein bisschen geschlagene Sahne dazu. Kässpätzle soll cremig sein, soll schlunzig sein, soll
Come
Fäden
on,
ziehen
man.
ein bisschen.
Tell me how that tastes.
Wait, before you
That
dash off to the
looks
kitchen
so
to rustle
nice.
up your own Spätzle, let me know what you think of the south of Germany and which places you've yet to tick off your bucket list.
Yeah, to me, like, south. Let's see what else we've got now. Yeah, just from this video, the south of Germany just looks so nice. I mean, the landscapes, the geography, it looks like a beautiful place. The towns have with those traditional looks as well look great. The food, everything. I mean, like all of Germany looks like everything is like at 100%. Everything is such good quality, such high quality, and the south of Germany seems like no different. For me, I would definitely like to visit there, man, especially with that nice weather during the summer, enjoying that wine, enjoying that food. I mean, can you get much better than that? Tell me what you think about southern Germany. What's your favourite part of it? If you're not from southern Germany, what do you think about the reputation of the region, those stereotypes as well? But yeah, I think it looks great. Thanks.